First tonight, the Michigan primaries shed light on potential presidential candidates.
And the Oshkosh mayoral position is changing its name. All this and more here on Titan TV News.
Live from the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Stories that matter to you. From local to national news. Student run, student produced. This is Titan TV News, live at 4.
Welcome to Titan TV News. I'm Amelia Roberts.
And I'm Stella Ortega.
Michigan's primaries brought both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump one step closer to a likely rematch in November. But the votes they didn't get sent a message to both candidates. CNN's Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook shares insight into Tuesday night's results.
Another commanding Republican primary win for Donald Trump. The former president received roughly 68% of the vote, helping solidify his path to the GOP nomination. Trump is already looking toward the general election.
I can tell you this, November 5th cannot come fast enough because our country's in serious trouble.
But his last remaining major primary opponent, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, received just over a quarter of the vote on Tuesday, indicating a sizable group of Republican voters are either firmly opposed to Trump or still need to be won over.
This has become about one man when it should be about the American people. That's what we're fighting for.
The Michigan primaries also highlighted one of President Joe Biden's vulnerabilities. Even as Biden won more than 80% of the Democratic vote, some Democrats used their ballots as a form of protest against the president's response to the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. More than 100,000 people voted uncommitted in the Democratic primary.
He needs to call for an immediate, permanent ceasefire. And he needs to stop funding the Israeli military's war crimes.
Biden put out a statement celebrating his Michigan victory, but did not mention the protest vote. A senior campaign advisor later sent out a message saying, quote, President Biden shares the goal of many of the folks who voted uncommitted, which is an end to the violence and a just and lasting peace. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The Oshkosh student government is still accepting applications for students to run in the general election this spring. Students have until March 4th at 3 p.m. to submit the proper paperwork to the OSG email or office. Applications and candidacy statements for OSG president and vice president are open. Please note that their terms run through the entire 2024 to 2025 academic year, and OSG president and vice president candidates must run on the same ticket. All elected and appointed positions within the OSG Executive and Senate receive some form of scholarship for all of their hard work representing and serving their fellow students. Voting for these positions will take place between March 18th and 19th, and ballots will be provided digitally to students. Visit the OSG office on the second floor of Reeve, room 208C, with any questions.
Oshkosh's mayor is going to receive a new title. Oshkosh City Council members voted to move to an elected government official instead of a council-appointed mayor, with a name change. Instead of a mayor, the council would have an elected president, with a new title still yet to be decided by the council.
Tonight, the NCAA tournament is coming to Culver Sports Center here at UWO. We go now to our sports anchor, Dylan Shabilsky, live at Culver for more.
Tonight we'll have two games, the first one starting at 5 p.m. That game will be between Gustavus Adolphus and Trine. The second game has a start time of 7:30 p.m., and that game will be between Webster and UW Oshkosh. You can watch these games live on Titan TV, so don't turn that dial. Later on, I will talk more about these teams, so please stay tuned.
When we come back, Radio TV Film visited the WBA Awards.
And a new tax for Oshkosh residents. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So, here we go.
Visit the UW Oshkosh Residence Life office to help you with all of your housing needs. Meet our wonderful team of professionals who are ready to help with anything. Speak with staff members about housing, jobs, or general questions about campus. Or visit our website for instant access to housing applications and more. Located on the second floor of South Grunhagen, Housing Help is just a step away from campus.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
If you're a student looking to get into Japanese culture, then look no further than Club Nippon here at UW Oshkosh. At Club Nippon, we're proud to bring authentic Japanese traditions from across the sea right here to campus. One of them being a night of mask making, and with other activities such as calligraphy and trying out Japanese foods on the horizon, we'd love to have you here at Club Nippon.
Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Awards. The event was held at Lambeau Stadium in Green Bay. Both UWO programs, Titan TV and WRST, attended the event. Titan TV's Becca Hawbaker reports.
WBA is held every year to highlight the achievements of college and high school students within Wisconsin broadcasting. There were several different speakers covering topics ranging from breaking down a news story to producing sports talk shows, from artificial intelligence in broadcasting to strategies in storytelling. The keynote speakers were Packers Radio Network broadcasters and WBA Hall of Famers Wayne Larrivee and Larry McCarron. They shared some of their experiences in working radio for the Packers broadcasts. Later in the afternoon, students were given the opportunity to participate in the job fair, where they were able to meet with professional radio and television stations, given the opportunity to conduct an interview live on camera, get experience in front of a green screen, reading from a teleprompter, and also receiving free headshots.
It was a really cool event. I was really happy. I was not expecting to win anything at all. I wasn't expecting anything there, but I was really excited that we did win something, and it's cool to kind of see an award for all the work that we had put in on the show, so that was kind of cool.
The students all had varying opinions, with the event being held at Lambeau Field.
I thought it was nice to have like a change of scenery because I feel like there's a really like big vibe difference between the Madison Marriott Hotel in Lambeau Field, which I had never been to prior to the WBAs this year. So it was interesting to like have a different feel to it, I think.
Having it there just meant a lot for, everyone, and it just made the, moment special. I haven't been able to go to Lambeau for years, so that was pretty, it was pretty awesome, just to say the least, yeah.
UWO's Titan TV and WRST won a variety of awards on Saturday during the WBAs. UWO was able to take home 26 awards, tied for most awards with UW Whitewater. For Titan TV News, Becca Hawbaker.
This past Thursday, UWO held a night of soul food and jazz at the Culver Family Welcome Center. This event served as a culmination of Black History Month, celebrating Black culture and soul food. Wisconsin jazz artist Sam Belton performed during the dinner in a three-man band. Recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award, Maurice Wentz helped distribute the food to those in line alongside members of Alpha Phi Alpha, among others. The menu included Southern fried catfish, mixed greens, candied yams, and home-style cornbread. The event was sponsored by Alpha Phi Alpha, the Center for Student Success and Belonging, African American Studies, Black Student Union, Leaders Igniting Transformation, and Intercollegiate Athletics.
Polk Library is finally getting some well-deserved makeovers. Back in 2023, the UW system had an architectural firm assess the library as part of a system-wide remodeling of 60s-era libraries. One of the pitched ideas was an academic support hub with a tutoring and writing center alongside tech spaces. Polk Library has fallen victim to water damage due to its condition. both in 2014 and 2022. The new upgrades aim to both reimagine the university's library as well as support students in a more active way.
Oshkosh residents will now have to pay $35 annually per vehicle because of the new wheel tax. Starting July 1st of 2024, Oshkosh residents will have to pay the wheel tax. The Oshkosh Common Council voted in favor of Oshkosh vehicle owners now paying an additional $35 vehicle registration fee, on top of the annual regulation fee. The council also voted in favor of water, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer utilities being raised by 0.25% to 0.5%.
Newly released video shows the $500,000 luxury car theft that happened last week near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Police say a group of teenagers stole 9 luxury vehicles from a Land Rover dealership before leading them on a wild chase. Megan Lee reports.
Just after 6 Sunday morning, these 9 masked individuals entered the showroom of a Land Rover dealership in Waukesha. The suspected teenagers arrived at the business on Moreland Road in a stolen silver Chrysler minivan. After gaining entry through a service garage door, the criminal complaint says one of the offenders was able to pry open a lockbox to access multiple sets of keys. This video shows how the individuals were able to smash into the garage door, causing extensive damage. Investigators say 2 vehicles got out of the dealership through the shattered door. Then security cameras captured this convoy of 9 stolen vehicles leaving the dealership lot. Police say the suspects led them on a 30-minute, 115-mile-per-hour chase on I-94 toward the Illinois border. This dash cam video shows the chase coming to an end in Pleasant Prairie.
Crash, 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 crash.
17-year-old Calvin Valentine of Chicago was taken into custody by West Dallas police. He faces multiple charges, including burglary, receiving stolen property over $10,000, and criminal damage to property. According to the complaint, he told investigators he was just doing kid stuff. Police are confident they will find the 8 other individuals who were with Valentine. At last check, 6 of the 9 vehicles were recovered.
While 17-year-old Calvin Valentine is in custody, police are still searching for 8 additional suspects. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident. When we come back, mortgage rates are on the rise.
Students who would like to connect with nature should check out UWO's Outdoor Adventure Center. Whether you need to rent a bike, a kayak, cross-country skis, or a lawn game, our staff have you covered for any season. If the weather doesn't permit going outdoors, climb the rock wall at the SRWC. Already have your own equipment? The Outdoor Adventure Center can service items for a small fee. Take care of your body, your brain, and your spirit at the Outdoor Adventure Center today. What are you waiting for?
Mortgage rates climbed for a 4th straight week, inching closer to 7%. Freddie Mac reports the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6.94%, up slightly from the week before. The mortgage lender's chief economist said the rise in rates in February has dampened already tentative homebuyer momentum heading into the spring. That's typically the busiest season for home buying. Rates hit a 20-year high of nearly 7.8% in October before slowly falling. Rates have trended higher in recent weeks. This, as the market absorbs expectations that the Federal Reserve will not cut its benchmark lending rate until later this year.
One St. Louis man is proving that you are never too old to achieve your dream. He graduated from Harris Stowe State University at the age of 74, making him the university's oldest graduate. It was also a dream that was 50 years in the making. Melanie Johnson has more on the man willing to do anything to make his dreams come true, and how he says he still has more to do.
A journey that dates back to 1973 when David Morris stepped onto a college campus for the first time after being drafted to the military.
Nothing worth having comes easy.
It took 50 years for him to live out the dream that was delayed but not denied.
If you tell somebody your dreams, and if they're not laughing and shaking your head at you, you're not dreaming big enough.
At 74 years old.
And I walked across this stage and it seemed like everybody was just genuinely happy for me.
Morris finally taking the walk that took decades to happen and graduated with a bachelor's degree.
Mr. Morris, please stand.
His daughter cheering him on. He was the oldest in his fall 2023 graduating class at Harris Stowe State University.
For your children, what do you want them to know in this life?
I want them to know that they can achieve anything they want to achieve.
The road to crossing the stage came with setbacks.
I had a stroke in 2007.
And back-to-back losses that stood in the way of living out his dreams sooner.
My brothers and sisters, there's 3 of us left. They all died from colon cancer. I had a daughter that was 19. God, hell of a basketball player. Lost her in a car accident in 2000. My wife lived 2 years and 8 months after being diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
He's somebody who's like, you know what, this is not a dream deferred. This is something that I'm going to do.
Karen Zamarco was his student success coach as Morris only needed one class to make it to the finish line. Spanish.
Buenos dias. Oh, bien, y tú? I knew that it was going to be something special when Mr. Morris told me his student ID number and it was only 3 digits long.
With a degree in general studies with an emphasis on history,
I'm still not done.
The now 75-year-old has an even bigger dream.
His willingness to say, you know what, you're never too old and it's never too late.
So what's next for you?
Law school. Law school. I'm going to law school.
A history maker with a message: when life gets tough,
and just don't give up, you know?
It gets better. Melanie Johnson, First Alert 4.
After finding out about Morris's dreams to become an attorney, a lawyer in St. Louis has volunteered to get him into law school and eventually take the bar exam.
A man known as Kansas City Chiefs superfan pleaded guilty to charges related to a string of 11 robberies or attempted robberies in 7 states. Xavier Babadar pleaded guilty in federal court to 1 count each: money laundering and transporting stolen property across state lines. Under the deal, he admitted to 9 bank and credit union robberies in 20 to 22. Prosecutors said he laundered the stolen money at casinos and through online gambling. The FBI says he bought and redeemed more than $1 million in chips at casinos in 3 states in 20 to 22. He has to pay more than $532,000 in restitution and give up any property involved in money laundering. That includes an autographed painting of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Babadar could get up to 50 years in prison without parole when he's sentenced in July.
Over 100,000 bottles of mouthwash have been recalled because they pose a potential poisoning risk for children. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, Heritage Store hydrogen peroxide mouthwash lacks child-resistant packaging, which is required for products that contain a certain levels of ethanol. The recall includes the eucalyptus mint and winter mint flavors. The manufacturer is offering refunds of replacements. Consumers should place the mouthwash out of the reach of children. Immediately, no injuries related to the mouthwash have been reported.
When we come back, Dylan Shabrilski has your Oshkosh sports update from Colf.
Stay tuned.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hello, I'm Dylan Shabilsky, one of your sports directors, and I promised you that I would have more information, so let's get right into the NCAA basketball games happening here at the Kolff Sports Center. The first story is obviously the first game between Gustavus Adolphus, who has a record of 25-2 and is from the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, or the MIAC. The Golden Gusties have three huge impact players for this game against Trine. Those players are Emma Neifel, who averages 11.7 points, Sid Hauger, who averages 11.7 points as well, and Rachel Kowetke, who averages 11.3 points. The Gusties were one of the teams in the tournament that got an automatic bid for winning their conference tournament and even posted a 19-1 record in the conference. The Golden Gusties have been ranked nationally all year and finished on D3Hoops.com at rank 5 in the nation, even beating teams within the WIAC like the conference tournament champs in UW Stout and the UW Lacrosse Eagles in early on non-conference games. This team also posts a total of 74.9 points and only allows opponents to score 50.3 points. They will be playing against Trine for their first game, and Trine has a record of 21-7. They are from the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, or the MIAA. The Thunder have their impact players being Sydney Wagner with 15.4 points, Sierra Hins with 9.4 points, and Aaron Sherwood with 7.6 points. The Thunder also won their conference tournament championship and got an automatic bid similar to the Golden Gusties. They beat nationally ranked 12 Hope in the championship game to claim their spot in the Big Dance. Trine isn't a nationally ranked team, but they are a team getting votes. Trine scores a total of 67.2 points per game and allows 54.1 points per game. The first game will happen here at Kolff Sports Center at 5 p.m., and you can watch it live on titan-tv.org. For the next game is seeing two nationally ranked teams from D3Hoops.com. Tip-off for the first time this season. Webster has a perfect record of 27-0 and is from the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, or the SLIAC. The impact players for the Gorlocks are Julie Baudendissel with 16.3 points, Emily Wilson with 12.7 points, and Bethany Lancaster with 12.5 points. They have another player in the double digits for points as well, that player being Kate Rolfus with 12.4 points. The Gorloks being undefeated means they won their conference championship and received an automatic bid similar to the previous teams. I'm starting to see a trend here in this portion of the bracket. Webster is nationally ranked at number 25 according to D3Hoops.com. This Webster team scores on average 84.4 points per game, only allowing opponents to score 55.7 points. Next, and the final team, UW-Oshkosh Titans. They have a record of 22-5 and are from the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, or the WIAC. The impact players for the Titans are Kennedy K.O. Osterman with 11.3 points, Casey Vale with 10.7 points, and Bridget Frolke with 10.1 points. The Titans are a bit different from these other teams, though. Each of these other teams have won their conference championship and got an automatic bid. The Titans, however, lost in the WIAC championship to the UW Stout Blue Devils, not getting that automatic bid. The Titans are ranked nationally at 18 according to D3Hoops.com. This Titans team scores on average 66.4 points per game and allows only 50.6 points per game. The second game will happen here at the Colf Sports Center at 7:30 p.m. and you can watch it as well here on Titan-TV.org. The winner of each game then will play tomorrow, Saturday, March 2nd, in hopes of continuing their dance. Stay tuned for more Titan TV news.
Have you always wanted to try beekeeping? Do you care about the environment? You're going to want to be a part of the UWO Sustainable Beekeeping Club. Honeybees need your help to combat the pollinator crisis. Learn the skills to become a sweet keeper. Try on a bee suit. Collect honeycomb for wax and honey. Join Sustainable Beekeeping Club and see what all the buzz is about.
Arrived at University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
If you're interested in making an international friend, IS is one for you.
Climate change is inevitable. You can't do anything about it, and you should really just give up.
Whoa, Jeremy, who brought the soundboard? Why are you lying to these people? Sure, things may seem hopeless, but there's still things we can do about climate change. From recycling to eating less meat. You can also contact your local, state, and national representatives to let them know that you care about climate change.
Friday is National Pig Day. It's a big observance in parts of the Midwest, with events at zoos, schools, and sports venues. Believe it or not, some people even organize pig parties and parades. National Pig Day was first observed in 1972. It was started by two sisters, Ellen Stanley and Mary Lynn Rave. They said the purpose of the day was to recognize the pig as one of the most intelligent domestic animals. Some fun facts about pigs: they're curious, playful, love belly rubs, and are actually pretty clean. Unfortunately, some people observe National Pig Day by eating pork products, which is probably something pig lovers would not recommend. This day is meant to celebrate pigs. That's all we have this week. Tune in next Friday at 4 p.m. for more Titan TV news. I'm Amelia Roberts.
And I'm Stella Ortega. Have a good night.